Detective Sterling, investigating the murder of Mr. Body.
State your name for the record.
Mrs. Bianca White, formerly Van Alphen, Whitmore, Sharashi.
What time did you arrive at the event? Run me through every single detail that you remember.
I arrived at 9:15. I was a little late and needed to enter through the side door to avoid someone rather irritating. I headed toward the garden to inspect a statue I'd recently procured for Mr. Body. The poor thing needs some attention. Movers can be so careless with other people's property. I spotted Mr. Green, which is fortunate because I had planned to hunt him down later that night. Sadly, he was already with Mr. Body's nobody daughter, Miss Scarlet. What a waste. She had such potential. Anyways, I hid, as it seemed they were getting rather intimate. Well, he was at any rate. Poor Mr. Green looked like he could die happily just breathing in her perfume, which was much too strong, let me tell you. She pried him off of her long enough to start whining about her inheritance. I never get anything I want, and how they were running out of time. I distinctly remember her saying, "Tonight is the night. Things are going to change. Daddy is going to pay." Well, after that, I thought I'd best go tell Mrs. Peacock, who I eventually found in the dining room, a little after 10 p.m. That woman is such a delight, one of my dearest friends. She would never abide that little money-grubbing girl while she was there. After spending a few minutes chatting about the problem child, Mrs. Peacock arranged for Mr. Body to have his favorite drink. Very considerate, if you ask me, considering they're divorced. Afterward, I bumped into this delightful man, Professor Plum, outside the kitchen. He said we had some interests aligned, and I certainly thought so. He was in a hurry, but promised to find me later. Happy for at least one prospective client, I went off to the library to examine one of the first edition books Plum and I had discussed. I found some very interesting paperwork hidden in it regarding a client, so I went back to find Mrs. Peacock and refreshen my drink to calm my nerves. Then the lights went out, and the next thing I know, there's a scream and somebody's dead.
Also, I couldn't help but notice that you weren't invited. Tell me why exactly you were there.
Why? Well, to make connections, of course. I need to expand my business. Art doesn't sell itself, you know.
The time of the murder was 11:30 p.m. So you said you were where?
In the dining room, getting a much-needed drink, obviously.